can you share within that whole experience, right? How was it for you in terms of recruiting? What was the lead time like? Were there moments where perhaps, did that become almost like, if this wasn't done well, then perhaps the growth may have been
Yeah.
halted. And what are the ways in which you are ensuring, the proximity, the culture, as you said, the collaboration? That's so critical.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, I'd love to hear, how
So,
that went.
when you come to service businesses like retail, or for that matter, call centers, or even technology companies, I think what is very important is to have a strong bench strength, so that what is most critical is what the customer is looking for. So you cannot tell a customer, and we did have some instances where a Guardian store did not open on time because there weren't enough people allocated to that store. Now, these are ways that businesses commit harakiri when a customer is there to see why to buy something and say the store hasn't opened. Why? Because I don't have people, right? And we see this all the time in airlines where a plane gets delayed. Why? Because the crew hasn't arrived on time, and so on and so forth. So I think what is critical is to make sure that the bench strength is adequate. And again, it's a delicate balance. You could end up with too many people on the bench who are waiting to do something, and therefore this is a huge cost to the company. And yet, the balance has to be that you don't run short of people. Uh, the second thing that you asked me was about culture, and I think building a culture is very, very, very critical. And a major uh, factor in building culture is what a founder believes their company should be like, whether it is in terms of doing business, whether it is in terms of treating their own people, whether it is working with consumers, whether it is working with your suppliers or any other stakeholders. So that is a culture that needs to be developed and built, and it's a slow process. It needs everyone's buy-in, and because companies get large, it is also the DNA of a company that needs to be built into every human being, and that's a process that needs to go through. So I've often been asked this question, that who's responsible for culture, and I've said the founder or the CEO, because I've heard a lot of people tell me that, we've told our HR head to do it, and now it's up to them to do it.
Yeah.
So I think these are both very important factors.
Yeah.
You need to have enough people available, and second is to knit them into the culture of the company, which itself is a fragile for a startup, and therefore, the founder himself or herself has to walk the talk.